We are live now.
Oh, great. And then Mr. Boggin, are we on speaker version? So the speakers is featured. STEM families, we're going to get started in about 4 minutes. And so before we begin, I'll play a song that we played for the students today. It's called Rise Up. We know these are difficult times, but together we will rise to the challenge.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. You can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Mountain, we gon' walk it out and mountain. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the edge. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Mountains, bring it to its feet.
STEM will get started in about 2 more minutes.
Mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other, and we will rise, we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Okay, good evening, families, and welcome to Tea with the Principal. Tonight I'm joined by Mr. Boggin, Ms. Ramirez, Mr. Ramos, Sandra, and Ms. Hall. And we have the following agenda to discuss.
Muy buenas tardes, familias. Aquí bienvenidos al té con el director. Estamos junto al director, Mr. Bagian, Mr. Ramos, Ms. Ha y conmigo, Ms. Ramírez. Ahora empezamos.
So tonight I'm going to go over some important announcements, including textbook collection, graduation, diploma, pickup, summer school, food distribution, and some of the changes that are going to be happening next year.
Ahora esta tarde vamos a platicar sobre algunos anuncios. También vamos a platicar sobre la distribución de los libros, la graduación, el recogimiento de las diplomas, escuela de verano el próximo año. Y también vamos a hablar sobre unos anuncios de recursos de comida y distribución durante al final de la junta. Gracias.
So let's get started with textbook collection. It's been quite successful, and that's because we've been practicing safe social distancing. Tomorrow, the senior engineers will come drop off their textbooks, pick up their cap and gowns. Then on Monday, our sophomores, medical and engineering, will drop off their textbooks, clear out their lockers. On Thursday, June 11th, the freshmen, the medical ninth graders will drop off textbooks, clear out their lockers. And on Friday, the ninth grade engineers will drop off textbooks and clear out their lockers. What we need to happen during this time is that you practice very safe social distancing. So everyone must bring a mask, and we all need to stand at least 6 feet apart from one another. Then I'll ask Ms. Ramirez if she could translate the following slide for me.
El director dice que a continuación platicaremos sobre la colección de los libros de la escuela. Mañana viernes 5 de junio, los ingenieros de parte de la escuela del 12º grado, de 11:30 de la mañana a la 1, van a venir a regresar sus libros y también a colectar sus gowns y sus capas. Por favor, estar muy cuidadosos de la distancia y también mantener sus máscaras. Lunes tenemos programados a los del 10º grado, el lunes 8 de junio para los de la médico y los de ingenieros. Esto se lleva a cabo de 11 a 1. Y también tenemos el jueves proporcionado el 11 de junio a los del 9º grado de parte de la clase de medicina, que eso se lleva a cabo de 11:30 a 1. Y el viernes 12 de junio también tenemos programados a los del ingenieros de los del 9º grado de 11:30 a 1. Estos horarios son muy importantes para que no se haga mucho estrés y no hayan muchos estudiantes a la vez. El director quiere dejarles saber que vamos a mantener la distancia y también tendremos que usar máscaras. Los estudiantes vendrán durante los horarios que sean asignados. Gracias.
Y gracias, señora Ramirez. The próximo slide, the next slide, please. So graduation. So our graduation will be virtual. That's it's Saturday, June 13th. It says here at 3 p.m., but we'll have to correct that. It's at 5:30 p.m. So at 5:30 p.m., you'll receive a link in advance, but we'll see the graduation from 5:30 to about 7:30. Thank you, Mr. Bagian. As always, thank you, Mr. Bagian. And then we're also working on a plan we're calling STEMworld City. This is an opportunity to drive up to the front of the school and see all of our teachers. They'll be out in front practicing safe social distancing. And we're gonna light up the whole front of the school so students can take a picture. We ask that students wear their cap and gown and stay inside the car as they drive up to the front of the school. And of course, we're waiting to make sure that this is safe. So I'm asking for patience because if it isn't safe, we'll have to push to another date. But tentatively, graduation will be at 5:30 on Saturday, June 13th. And then Stemerald City will be right after, where you can drive up to the front of the school. This is for seniors at 8 p.m. Ms. Ramirez, I know that's a lot, but if you could help me translate that.
Para dar una traducción, este es relacionado a la graduación. Vamos a reconocer a todos los del 12º grado que se van a graduar. Ahora aproximadamente vamos a platicar sobre qué tenemos programado para ellos. Primeramente, el sábado 13 de junio a las 5:30 de la tarde, los estudiantes van a estar graduándose virtualmente. Las familias van a recibir este link, es un enlace que ustedes van a poder entrar por teléfono, también por la computadora, y van a poder ver la graduación en vivo. Aproximadamente como de las 8 de la tarde esa misma noche, vamos a tener algo programado que el director llama Stemerald City. Va a ser una como graduación drive-by, donde van a ver a todos los maestros, van a poder manejar enfrente de la escuela y van a estar todos reconociendo a los estudiantes que se van a graduar. Eso se lleva a cabo a las 8 de la noche, que se lleva a cabo después de la graduación, que será ese mismo día, sábado 13 de junio. Si para más información, esté atento, vamos a mandar un folleto y más informes. También vamos a mandar los enlaces, so no se preocupen.
Now, if we could stay on the slide for a moment. Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. Also, at some point, we're going to collect the seniors' laptops and give them their official diploma. Unfortunately, we're waiting for the district to give us a date when we'll get the official diploma. Right now, we're hoping for June 15th for the medical seniors and June 16th for the engineering seniors. For us to collect the laptops and give the official diploma, but that is also tentative. We're waiting for the district to give us an official date on that.
A continuación, también él quería informarles sobre la colección de las computadoras laptop y también la colección del diploma, el diploma oficial que marca la graduación de sus hijos. Esto se va a llevar tentativamente a cabo el 15 de junio para los estudiantes de medicina del 12º grado, disculpe, y los del 16 de junio, los ingenieros. Lo que el director está diciendo es que tenemos esos días programados para que los estudiantes vayan a traer las computadoras laptops y de ahí, en ese mismo día, van a colectar el diploma de graduación. Ese sería el diploma oficial que marca la graduación de sus hijos. Esos días estamos todavía trabajando rápidamente, pero tenemos en fecha 16 de junio para los de medicina y el 15 de junio para estudiantes de medicina del 12 y el 16 de junio para estudiantes de ingeniería del 12. Gracias.
Y gracias a tú, señora Ramirez. And Mr. Bog, if we could get the next slide here. So summer school, this is quite important. The district has created an amazing list of enrichment classes. And if students are interested in learning how to do coding or take sports medicine or music and hip hop classes, you can sign up at achieve.lausd.net/summer 2020. This is a great opportunity to take courses, enrichment courses over the summer. If a student has gotten a D in a class and needs credit recovery, we're asking that you contact our counselors. So you can reach out to Dr. Kavner, Mr. Ramos, or Ms. Ramirez to find out about credit recovery classes during the summer.
Ahora, a continuación, hablaremos sobre escuela de verano. Como sabemos, el distrito está proporcionando clases de enriquecimiento y también clases para los estudiantes para recuperar los créditos de clases que hayan dejado o no hayan pasado los años escolares. Esta es la oportunidad para sus hijos de enriquecimiento, de tomar cursos, y también todo es gratuito y disponible por la página web achieve.lausd.net, enlace Summer 2020. También estamos disponibles los consejeros, yo, Mr. Ramos, Dr. Kavner, para cualquier consulta sobre escuela de verano para sus hijos.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. I also want to remind families that during the summer, the school will continue to serve as a food distribution center. So families, students, or anyone in the community, it doesn't matter who you are, anyone in our community that needs to pick up some food, the food distribution centers will be open during the summer in front of the school.
También tenemos proporcionados la distribución de comida. Eso se lleva a cabo enfrente de la escuela a diario de lunes a viernes de 7 de la mañana a 12 del mediodía. Eso está disponible para las familias, es gratuito y da el distrito a todos sus estudiantes y sus familias.
Now, Sam, I have a difficult announcement that you may have heard about. After serving 12 years in the Hollywood community, next year I'm going to take on a new challenge supporting over 10,000 students, working with elementary principals, middle school principals, and high school principals in the Mid-City and Fairfax neighborhood. I can't tell you how difficult this is for me because I love the Hollywood community and I love the STEM Academy so very, very much. But I am so proud of the school that we have created, and I am confident that the work will continue, that the love for students, the support that they deserve will carry on. I'm still connected to our local district, so I'm still going to be able to support the team at STEM, but I will not be working there next year. The STEM Academy is a democracy. So the next principal will be chosen by parents, teachers, and students. And so I want you to know that if you're interested in being part of the committee that will choose the principal that replaces me, that you should reach out to Ms. Hall, Susanna Hall, our science teacher. She actually does so many things, and teaching is one amongst many of the hats that she wears. So before I turn it over to Ms. Hall to introduce herself, for those who don't know her, just ask for Ms. Ramirez. You're not going to be able to maybe capture all that I'm saying, but if you can let our families know that I love them, that I'm taking on a new challenge to serve more students, but that my heart will always be with STEM, and that parents deserve an opportunity to choose the next principal.
El director anuncia esta tarde que con gran certeza y gran apreciación a las familias, él les quería decir y les quería comunicar que este año será su último año escolar aquí en la familia de STEM. Él les quiere dejar saber que él ama mucho y ha trabajado duro por 10 años en las familias con STEM aquí en la comunidad de Hollywood, y es con gran gusto, pero también con un gran corazón que él les deja saber este mensaje esta tarde. También asegura de que él va a estar todavía conectado con las familias de Hollywood en su capacidad de trabajar con más de 10 escuelas. Y también quiere dejarles saber de todo lo que ustedes como democracia pueden hacer para elegir el próximo director o directora. Esa es como el STEM y la familia. Él quiere dejarles saber que ustedes tienen esa oportunidad. Pero él les da muchas gracias a las familias y les deja saber de que este año es su último año aquí con la comunidad de The STEM Academy of Hollywood.
So,
Yeah.
hi, I'm Susanna Hall. I'm going to be leading the principal hiring committee for STEM. This year, it's not something that I necessarily do with enthusiasm because I am, as all the other students and teachers are, a little bit torn to see Paul go, Mr. Hirsch go. But I think that this is a fantastic opportunity for us to show that while Mr. Hirsch has been a fantastic principal, some of his greatest strengths lay in encouraging shareholders, stakeholders like parents and students and community members, and really bringing their voices into the conversation. And so that's very important for this hiring process. What the hiring process will involve is at least one conversation on Zoom to talk about what we're looking for in a principal, and then interviews for our top 5 candidates, and then a final conversation where we make the decision and tell the district. So if you or your student are interested in participating in this hiring committee, it should be about 7 hours total throughout the month of June. Please contact me by email or call the STEM number posted there. And Ms. Ramirez, would you mind translating for me?
Oh, claro que sí. Ella es nuestra maestra querida, Miss Hall. Ella les quiere dejar saber que es con una tristeza de dejar ir a nuestro director querido, amado Mr. Hirsch, pero es nuestro deber como comunidad y como maestros, padres, estudiantes, unirnos para elegir un director o una directora que nos va a servir. Las grandes fortalezas de Mr. Hirsch han sido esta comunidad y como él tomaba en cuenta a todos los estudiantes, a todos ustedes, y él ha sido fantástico y queremos nosotros darles esta oportunidad a todos ustedes, padres, si están interesados, ser parte del comité de contratación. Ese es algo muy importante si ustedes quieren. Miss Hall está disponible, les puede llamar directamente al área 323-391-4908 o también le podría mandar un correo electrónico a susana.hall@lausd.net. Ella le dejó saber que van a tener una junta por el Zoom para decidir qué es lo que ustedes quieren el director o la directora. Y de ahí vamos a ver 5 candidatos que van a ser elegidos para esta serie de contratación, de entrevistas. Es muy importante. Queremos dejarles saber que ustedes todos tienen esta oportunidad de ser parte de algo muy importante, y ese es elegir nuestro director o directora. Gracias.
And speaking of stakeholder input, we would like to hear from parents about what suggestions you have for the next school year. This is reflecting on how virtual teaching happened this year and how we would like it to go next year. So if you can go to the link posted on YouTube right now, which is tinyurl.com/2020 STEM parent survey, and let us know what you think, we would be very appreciative.
Como dice Ms. Hall, al tema de la importancia de los padres y de su voz, Tenemos una encuesta que es tinyurl, el .com 20 STEM Parent Survey, que es una encuesta para ustedes para que vean cómo la escuela de STEM virtualmente o cómo fue el procedimiento este año, qué fortalezas y en qué podemos mejorar. Y eso es algo que es muy importante, es recibir la voz de todos ustedes. Y si cuando tengan el tiempo, por favor, de sintonizar en el enlace que ven ahora, que es para que ustedes vean la encuesta y puedan contestar esas preguntas. Se lo pedimos, por favor, a cuando tengan un tiempito. Gracias.
And now we're going to hand it over to Mr. Ramos. While it's important to look at the academic efficacy of this year and next year, it's also important to focus on mental health supports and self-care.
A continuación, vamos a platicar sobre la importancia del mantenimiento de salud mental, y a continuación tenemos a nuestro consejero, Mr. Ramos, para platicar un poco más sobre unas estrategias y recursos gratuitos para la comunidad para poder ayudarles durante este tiempo muy importante. Gracias.
Good afternoon, parents. During this uncertain times with school closures and significant shifts away from normal routines, many people have expressed concerns about the impact on students' academic journey. I want to encourage parents to remember the big picture. This is a time to focus on and be grateful for your family's safety, health, and well-being. Make building strong family relationships a priority. Reach out to neighbors, friends, and others in your community to check in. Offer support and connect virtually. We'll get through this together. Muy buenas tardes, padres. Durante estos tiempos inciertos, con cierres de escuelas y cambios significativos fuera de las rutinas normales, muchas personas han expresado preocupaciones sobre el impacto en los jóvenes, en los viajes académicos de los estudiantes. Quiero animar a los padres a recordar el panorama general. Este es un momento para enfocarse en estar agradecido por la seguridad, la salud y el bienestar de su familia. Haga que la construcción de las relaciones familiares sólidas sea una prioridad. Comuníquese con vecinos, amigos y otras personas de su comunidad para registrarse, para saber cómo están. Ofrecer apoyo y conectarse virtualmente. Lo superaremos juntos. Y I want to show you, Ms. Zabayan, I want to show you what is called the self-care wheel. Les quiero enseñar algo que se llama cómo cuidarse, es la ruleta de cómo cuidarse a sí mismo. And this wheel has 6 components. It's the physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual, personal, and professional. I'm just going to read some of the, I think, good stuff that you can do on the physical, for example. One of the things that you can do is to exercise, get enough sleep, maybe take some time off if you can. I know it's very difficult. And the psychological, one of the things that you can do is to draw, paint, relax, maybe do some gardening. Emotional, maybe one of the things that you can do is laugh, say I love you, watch funny movies, find a hobby. Spiritual, as you know, always be close to God and pray, sing, dance. Personal, maybe get a coffee with your friend, just relax, I guess. And professional, always think about taking vacation if you can, maybe take advantage of your sick days. Maybe if you have a vacation time, maybe use those vacation time just to be with your family. Bueno, les quiero enseñar rápidamente, esto es una que se llama ruleta de cómo cuidarse a sí mismo. Se compone en 6 componentes, es físico, psicológico, emocional, espiritual, personal y profesional. Solamente voy a leer algunas cosas que pienso que son importantes de cómo cuidarse. Por ejemplo, en lo físico, unas cosas que son interesantes es como, por ejemplo, cómo cuidarse haciendo ejercicio, comer saludable, dormir suficiente. En lo psicológico, por ejemplo, unas cosas de las que pueden hacer es dibujar, pintar, jardinería, cosas que pueden ayudar psicológicamente. En lo emocional, obviamente, reírse, decir te quiero mucho, mirar una película chistosa, por ejemplo. En lo espiritual, debemos acercarse a Dios, rezar, no sé, meditar. En lo personal, las cosas que pueden hacer es, no sé, ir a un café con su amigo, relajarse, tal vez aprender a tocar un instrumento. En lo profesional, muchas veces tenemos vacaciones y no las usamos y preferimos trabajar. Entonces, si podemos, yo sé que son tiempos muy difíciles, pero pues si podemos, yo creo que sería una buena idea usar las vacaciones y estar con la familia. Bueno, esto se llama la ruleta de cómo cuidarse, cómo balancear su vida. Es muy importante estar saludable. So, si vemos la otra página, Ms. Bayan, can we go to the next slide? On the next one, here is just if you want to learn more about how to self-care, and this is a self-care resources, and maybe go to, and these are the recommendations that I put together, and maybe if you can click on those links, I don't know, and just to get more information. And I just one of the tips that I have here is, again, regular exercise and healthy nutrition, drinking water and remembering to breathe, limit time watching the news, prayer, and focusing on whether it's pure, whether it's positive, reaching out to others and to provide hope, finding the positive in my day, checking in with family and friends. Si ustedes quieren saber más, tener más información acerca de cómo cuidarse a sí mismo, aquí hay unas páginas disponibles para que ustedes vean. Son muy buenas. Yo les recomiendo que las chequen. O si no, en YouTube nomás escriban cómo cuidarse en tiempos difíciles de COVID-19 o de COVID-19. Y les van a dar una inmensidad de ideas, de recomendaciones. Y por último, las cosas que aquí resaltan también es hacer ejercicio otra vez y comer saludablemente, beber agua, respirar, tal vez limitarse en mirar las noticias, rezar, por ejemplo, tal vez buscar amigos, buscar a familiares, darle el día positivo y revisar, checar con las familias, ver que estén bien y con los amigos. Bueno, esta es una de las cosas que yo recomiendo para ustedes, que pasen una buena tarde. Gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos. Before we go to questions, we can leave it here on the slide, but before we get to questions, just wanted to pause here because I've invited someone to join us tonight that I want to give a special thank you to. When I first became principal, I was so busy, so overwhelmed with the work, so determined to help students. I must admit, I have to be honest with everyone. I didn't take the time to reach out to parents. And there was someone that I met along the way that, let's face it, forced me to make sure that I engaged parents. And Susan, I met her. And I remember the first time I met her because she was amazing over at King Middle School. She was really nice. She was really sweet. And she said, "What are you doing to engage your parents? How are you reaching out to your parents?" And then this person enrolled her daughter at our school, and she immediately became involved in our program. And she pushed me, and she wouldn't let up. And I think she helped me become a better principal, because sometimes we get so busy. This is terrible to say, but I have to be honest. We get so busy, we don't have time to check in with our families. And you can't have a successful school without parents. And so in front of everyone tonight on our last tea with the principal, Sandra Chavez, I want to tell you how much I love you and how grateful I am for your strength, for your fearlessness, for you pushing me, making me engage with our families. Our school has become so successful, not just because we push on the math and science and the English and the history and the social and emotional support, but because we engage our parents. And so I really just want to say thank you to you, because I truly could not have done it without you. And I love you very much. You'll be my friend forever. I'm grateful for who you are and what you've done. Mi español es no perfecto, pero yo quiero practicar. Durante el año, primero año de mi trabajar en un director en la escuela, estoy muy ocupado. Y I thought en el pasado, yo pienso que demasiado ocupado para ayudar a hablar con mis padres, con las familias. Y hay una persona que ayúdame, una persona que dice, no, es muy importante que las familias está un parte de la familia de la escuela. Y esta persona es Sandra Chavez. Porque Sandra Chavez dice, no hay mi español es no perfecto, pero no hay un bien escuela después una conversación con los padres. Y yo quiero dar las gracias a usted esta noche por su apoyo. Gracias, Sandra, mi amiga.
Thank you, Mr. Hirsch. It's been an honor to know you, have met you. Yeah, sorry was the first thing that popped into my mind. Where's the coffee? Where's the tea with the principal? Where's the coffee with the principal? And you said, no, we don't have one. No parents. And so thank you. I love you very much too. And congratulations for your growing up, because this is growing up. And you're gonna touch more lives, more hearts, and more families. You touch so many families at STEM, and thank you for that. We love you, all the families love you, and students too. So thank you. I love you too and love you forever. And friends forever. Gracias, Mr. Hirsch. Ha sido un placer conocerlo. El día que le conocí, pedí, primero que pregunté fue, ¿cuándo es el café con el director? Y dijo que no habían padres y pues como dijo, ¿verdad? No había tiempo para tal vez conversar con los padres. Pero ha tocado muchos corazones en la escuela STEM, muchas familias, y va a tocar muchísimas más familias. Este es un crecimiento que tiene y felicidades. Yo también lo amo por siempre, amigos por siempre. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. So we'll open up for questions now. Are there any questions?
Sorry.
Is there
Do I announce the
okay. Yes, please.
I'm sorry. Okay. Good evening, families. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling that happy that our principal is leaving, but here we are, and we gotta keep going, right? Buenas noches a todas las familias. Gracias por estar acá. And the announcement is that grab and goes. Many families have Bernstein close by. It's 8 to 11. You can walk by or you can drive also through the parking lot. It's going to be 8 through 11. And like Mr. Hirsch said, it's going to go through the summer. Please go there. And King Middle School has a grab and go too. Families that are close by King, still the same time, 8 to 11. Dream Center is giving food every day from 12 to 6. If you need any groceries, they're giving food. They're passing out food at 2301 Bellevue Avenue in Los Angeles, California. The zip code is 90026. Familias, los lugares donde van a tener comida o obtener la comida es de las 8 a 11 de la mañana. Está Bernstein, pueden ir caminando y también en auto. También las que están cerca de King Middle School, pueden ir a King Middle School también de 8 a 11. Y tengo Dream Center que está en Echo Park en 2301 Bellevue Avenue en Los Ángeles, California, 90026. Es de 12 a 6 y como dijo Mr. Hirsch, la comida que está dando la escuela va a estar por todo el verano también. Gracias. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. And now we're just going to pause to see if we have any questions.
Ahora, gracias a Sandra, vamos a tener una pausa. Si los padres tienen alguna pregunta, por favor de escribirlas en el chat box. Gracias.
And then while we're waiting, I'd also just want to give a special thank you out to Ms. Debagian. Esther, there's no way I could do any of this without you, and I'm so grateful. You do so much of the work from behind the scenes and ask for no credit. If you could just reach out to our families right now and say hello to all of them and wish them well during these difficult times.
Thank you, Mr. Hirsch. I think it's a somber moment and we're all really sad about your departure. I just want to let the families know that even though the building is closed, that we are all working really hard to make sure that you are supported, your students are supported, and we want to make sure we do everything we can to keep the lines of communication open and use technology the best way we can to help you and your students achieve their dreams. Thank you.
And then Miss, also, not to put you on the spot, but I don't think our families know that Your Spanish is pretty good. And so if you could just speak briefly to them from the heart in Spanish.
Mi español no es bueno, pero gracias a señor Hirsch. Y yo muy triste y gracias para familias por su apoyo y nosotros trabajamos muy mucho por utilizar la tecnología a comunicar con todos y para apoyo a sus hijos y hijas. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bagian. Do we have any questions coming up? And Jennifer Quintanilla is saying thank you to Mr. Bagian for speaking in Spanish. If we don't get any questions, I'm going to play the Friends Forever song. So you might want to ask a question to stop me from doing that. We have about 12 minutes left in this. Here comes the Friends Forever song, and then if a question comes up, we'll take it. Carla's got a question. Thank you, Carla. So the question is, what happened to the lawn signs for the remaining seniors? We think we covered most of them, but Mr. Ramos, can you help us out with that around lawn signs?
Yeah, can I'm gonna ask you for a favor because we did send out an a Schoology message, right? Asking if you didn't receive one, please to send your name. But I'm gonna ask you again, if you didn't receive one, please email me at ctr8709 at lausd.net and make sure you get one.
Okay, so I just put that number up there. We do have
It's 8709.
oh, I'm sorry. My 7 on my keyboard doesn't work. 8709 at lausd.net. So two things. One is if you send us that email, we'll try and get that lawn sign out to you. But also tomorrow we're we're collecting textbooks from seniors, and we have 25 lawn signs. So if you didn't get one and you're coming by tomorrow, please remind us. We're happy to give you one.
Mm-hmm. And also, I have 6 left that I'm gonna do tomorrow. You're one of those, those students that I'm gonna do tomorrow. So I don't know.
Okay, so Carlos thanking us. So we're either going to try and get those out to the 6 that we think we're missing, but also we have about 25 left over. So if you're coming tomorrow, those are our senior engineers. You can pick those up. We have them available on campus. Also, just a huge thank you, Mr. Ramos, for organizing the senior parade, for putting together the maps for the 7-hour day we had driving around getting those to families, and then following up a second day for hours on end, navigating through some of the protest parades and delivering. So thankful to you, Mr. Ramos.
You're very welcome, Serge.
There's also a question around certificates for students that were recognized for, during the awards night.
Yeah, so we're working on that. We had over 135 students that were recognized, and we're putting together the certificates, trying to figure out whether we're going to mail those or how are they going to get those out to folks. So we apologize, but we won't let that slip through the cracks, and we're figuring out a way to get those to families.
There's also another question about summer school and when summer school will begin and end. Hay otra pregunta sobre escuela de verano, ¿cuándo la escuela de verano va a empezar? Antes de eso, el director quería responderle a una pregunta sobre los reconocimientos. Él quería dejarles saber que 150 estudiantes fueron sido reconocidos la semana pasada y estamos todavía proporcionando si los vamos a enviar los certificados. So, muchas gracias por la paciencia. So the question was summer school, when it would end or when it begins.
I think it's June 22 to July 28. Is that correct? There's slight differences. It's either June 22 or June 24, depending on whether it's credit recovery or enrichment, and then they end on July 28th.
Dependiendo de si es enriquecimiento o son clases de crédito, la escuela de verano empieza el 22 o el 24 de junio y terminarán el 28 de julio. Gracias. There's also a question on the chat box, Mr. Hirsch, from regarding January 13th at 8 p.m. If the students are going to just go by, like drive by the school in caravan style, like if you can give more information around that.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the question. So on June 13th, that's a Saturday, the virtual graduation will happen at 5:30 to about 7:30. And then there will be a drive-through. So you're driving up in front of the school and you can pick up the case that holds your diploma. We don't have the diploma yet, but you'll be able to drive up, and we have lights and laser lights and fog machine and a projector and a microphone. And so it's a chance for families to drive up, and we're going to do 2 cars per family. So if you want to drive up with your family, you can. If the windows are down, you're going to need to wear a mask. We'll give you more details about that in the future, but it's an opportunity after the virtual graduation to drive in front of the school and take photos of your teachers and pick up the diploma cover.
El director le quería explicar un poco más sobre la caravana de graduación. Le da agradecimiento a la mamá por haber hecho esa pregunta. Ellos estamos proporcionando una caravana donde puede traer un total de 2 carros por familia, donde van a poder tomar fotos y recibir al diploma, el cobertor del diploma. No recibirán el diploma, pero el cobertor del diploma. En ese instante van a tener que usar cubrebocas y también tienen la oportunidad de tomar fotos de sus maestros. Estos más detalles vamos a tener en la próxima semana, pero para una idea, para que empiecen a proporcionar y asegurarse de que será una noche de festividades.
There was a question about how long summer school will be. It depends on whether it's credit recovery or an enrichment class. Still waiting for details on the enrichment class, but the credit recovery classes will be 2 hours per day. We have about 5 minutes left in this YouTube.
Había una pregunta sobre la duración de las clases de verano. El director le quiere asegurar que serán un total de máximo 2 horas y media diarias de estudios de enriquecimiento y de clases de verano. Tenemos 5 minutos que nos restan si tienen algunas otras preguntas.
Other questions?
Keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. We won't be coming back. No more hanging out 'cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now 'cause you don't have another day. 'Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film about sound. And I keep thinking of the night in June. I didn't know much of love, but I came to. It was the end. Scared, hoping to be on the telephone with me. We get so excited and we get so scared. Laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how I feel.
Accidentally hit some button, sorry.
There's one question
Yep.
there, and this is from, where's this at? Flor Cruz. When is the last day for 11th grade to turn in books?
We'll still collect them. Ms. Toboggan, do you want to help out with that? We'll still continue to collect them throughout.
Yes, so the last day technically is on the 15th and 16th of June, but we've been really flexible because we understand there's various reasons why you or your students may not be able to make it to school in that time. So if there's for any reason you can't make it on the assigned day, please come on the next available day. We'll also have lots of time over the summer for students who just aren't able to make it to come in. We understand that there's lots of circumstances where you just might not be able to make it.
Mr. Boggin acaba de comentar que somos flexibles de la entrega de los textos. Todavía hay tiempo para entregar los textos, pero no queremos dejarlo a última hora. So, por favor, de asegurarse de tener ese momento para hacerlo, seguro. Y también entendemos de que a veces no se puede, so nos pueden dejar un mensaje o nos pueden llamar al número que ve en pantalla para programar un horario que pueda venir a entregar los libros. So another question for Mr. Hirsch, if the parent can bring the textbook themselves.
Yes, if a parent wants to bring a textbook in, absolutely, they can do that.
Si tienen la oportunidad, los padres pueden venir a la escuela a entregar los libros. No hay problema.
And then, Mr. Boggin, there's some questions here about Summer Bridge peer leaders.
Yes, we are going to have Summer Bridge this year, and we will have Thrive Academy. So if you have a student that's in the 9th grade, we will be posting information about Thrive Academy. And if you have a student interested in being a bridge leader, please contact Ms. D'Amico. I will put her email in the chat box.
Buenas noticias, este verano tendremos el programa de Summer Bridge, también el programa Thrive. Mr. Bagian va a poner más información en la cajita de la información si su hijo o hija quiere ser líderes y si quieren ser parte del programa de Thrive o si quieren ser líderes, ayudarle a los maestros durante el verano para el Summer Bridge. Esa información es de Ms. D'Amico. Ella es la maestra encargada de
Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so we've come to the end now. It's 6:30, but I want to invite all families to our graduation. We will send out a link so anyone that's interested can see the graduation, whether you're a senior or not. All are invited to the virtual graduation. Only the seniors can come to the drive up, but all are invited to the virtual one. Cynthia.
Vamos a tener programados una invitación para todas las familias que quieran venir a ver a nuestros estudiantes graduarse, venir virtualmente. Vamos a mandar un enlace para que puedan programar y ver a nuestros estudiantes graduarse. Solo los estudiantes que se van a graduar son invitados a venir a la caravana ese día, pero virtualmente todas las familias están invitadas para ver la graduación virtual del nuevo grado.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Mr. Ramos, Ms. Hall, Ms. Dabagian. Families, if you have any questions, please call this number. Familias, muchas gracias a todos. Y cuando tienes preguntas, puede llamar este número 323-391-4908. Adiós, familias. Muchas gracias. Todo mi corazón.